Yes, yes. What is going on? I am going to wait for a few people to get in here before I join. There is nobody in here. Yeah, we talked about this the other day or yesterday actually. Derek released a video saying we were going to come back next week, but I had an episode ready to go today, so he's letting me go live today. How is it going, D. Mary Peterson? Yes. Nice to see you in here. Say what's up if you're in the chat, if you're in the room already. Go ahead and let me know that you're here, and we can get this thing going here pretty soon. But how's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? I am doing good. It is Tuesday, so that means it's another episode of Touchdown Detroit Lions over here on Syndicate Sports Detroit. What's up, Paul? How you doing, man? Good to see you in here. All right, we can start. The people who come in late can start talking to me later. Usually we have a little bit more volume, but it's all good. We're going to be coming back strong starting next week. We took a little bit of a break. It was my first week back after a while. Just took the summer off when it was slow, but training camp is back in full swing. We are in the second week. So, yeah, we are back. Syndicate Sports Detroit is back. Touchdown Detroit Lions is back every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Detroit time, 4 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. West Coast. But yeah, let's talk some Lions football. And if you got some questions for me, let it be heard in the comment section, and I will do my best to answer them. But yeah, we got some things going. Second week of training camp. The pads are on. They're going at it full force. And because of that, some injuries can happen a lot easier. So let's get the bad news out of the way first. Let's talk about our guys who have been getting banged up. Unfortunately, one of our top players, right tackle Penei Sewell, is on concussion protocol, which is not good. You know, anytime somebody goes into that, it's kind of scary. But I would rather have it happen, I guess, sooner than later in the season, although I hope that this doesn't affect him the rest of the way through the season because we're going to need Penei Sewell out there. He's a key factor on this offense. He's just nasty out there the way that he plays. And I think that he's ready to take the next step, get to the next level this year, even though he's already good. You can just tell in his pressers, he's hungry to be great. I think that he is going to be an all-pro if he's healthy. I think that he will be an all-pro right tackle this year. I think that he's going to take that kind of leap, but he's got to stay healthy. So, unfortunately, you know, he's dealing with that. But a more serious injury that just happened. And, you know, it was nasty. A knee injury to Shane Zylstra that is not looking good at all. Ian Rappaport said he's expected to miss at least 6 months. And, you know, I was kind of looking forward to see the tight end battle. I always, you know, I think Laporta is going to be number one. But since they brought him in, I wanted to see how it was going to play out on the depth chart and who was going to make the roster between, you know, Laporta, Shane Zylstra, Brock Wright, and, of course, Mitchell out of Virginia Tech there. Because, you know, James Mitchell. He was good in college, and I think that he might step up this year a little bit more. But, you know, Shane Zylstra is now out of that competition, so kind of leaves a little bit more room for these guys to get more playing time, more reps. But, yeah, unfortunate there for Zylstra. He also got waived today because of that on an injury waiver. But, yeah. Bad news there. And then one more, you know, he contributed to us last year too. I thought that he was going to make the roster this year. He had the 3 touchdowns against the Panthers. He really came through late. He was a good red zone threat. So sucks to have him out. But another guy who's banged up a little bit, and this is no surprise because his entire time he's been with the Lions, he's been banged up. But Vaitai, once again, missed a little bit of practice. Guy just can't stay healthy with us. And I thought, honestly, that we were going to cut him this year for some cap space because he would have freed up a lot. So, but I think they're counting on him to contribute this year. They want him to battle for that right guard position. I was asked last week who I thought was going to get it, Graham Glasgow or Vaitai. Well, I went with Glasgow, and I'm not wishing any injury on Vaitai. I want him to be healthy. I still think that Glasgow is going to prevail because of this. Not this specific one, but this might be a regular occurrence with Vaitai on the Lions, even though I don't want that to happen. When he's healthy, he can definitely contribute to this team. Depth is always great on the offensive line, but you got to come on, man. It's concerning. You've been hurt the whole time you've been with us. It's all good. It's all good. Let's get to some news, some better news, some good news. People coming back from injury. Marvin Jones Jr. Marvin Jones Jr. is back, and he is, like I expected, embracing the veteran role to mentor these young receivers, which I think is great. Marvin's got skills still. He can go out there, still contribute to the team, but he's a proven vet. He can guide these guys. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He can really show these guys, how to sustain a good career in the NFL as well. As far as, a meal plan, maybe staying healthy, staying out of trouble, stuff like that. He's lasted in this league a good long time. And I really think he can help this young receiving core a lot and contribute at the same time. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with that receiving room, especially with J-Mo being out the first 6 games. It's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds because, we brought Mims in. We still got Reynolds, both Reynolds, Craig Reynolds, or Craig's not going to be out there catching balls though, but Khalif Raymond and everything too, but you can't forget about him. So it's going to be interesting to see, and Amon-Ra, that's just a given. Come on, guys. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the wide receiver room plays out. But let's get into the guy that I was just about getting ready to talk about, the one and only Jameson Williams, J-Mo. He's back. He's out there practicing, looking like he's fully recovered, making some great plays. As a matter of fact, did you see this toe tap catch right here? Look at that. Woo! There's a video of it up there on the Lions page as well. But despite that, he's still getting some grief, of course, from some Lions fans. And I just don't understand it. Yes, apparently he dropped a few passes at practice yesterday. But every receiver drops passes. That happens. It's at practice. Hopefully it doesn't happen in the game. But Amon-Ra even dropped a pass yesterday, and he said it messed his whole day up. But regardless, this kid was out there balling. And another play that he made, I don't know if you saw it, but he absolutely lit up C.J. Gardner-Johnson at practice yesterday. So he's not only catching balls, he's out there making plays, blocking. So he's not scared to go do that. He loves the game of football. People been trying to tell people who are hating on Jameson Williams to not worry. This kid wants to be out there, wants to be successful. I think it's going to happen. Unfortunately, he hasn't been on the field as much, but he came off of a terrible ACL injury. That's why he missed all that time last year, and he was lucky to even get on the field at all. But when he got on the field, people were still complaining about what he did. He didn't have time with golf to work before that, so I don't know what you got. Well, not you guys. You guys might understand, but I don't know what some people expected out of the kid right then. And then, of course, the suspension this year. A lot of people think it's stupid. Well, I think the suspension is stupid. He didn't bet on an NFL game, and it apparently was in an NFL facility, but I don't know which NFL facility. Some people say, this is what I've heard, that the hotels that they go and stay at on the road are considered NFL facilities. Airplanes are considered NFL facilities when they're flying with the team. So he could have done it there too. It's a stupid suspension. But yeah, this whole rant is pretty much to say, leave the kid alone. He's going to be fine. Week 7 cannot come soon enough because I want him to be back out there with the team. We're going to be that much better. And the guy I'm going to talk about next, coming back from injury, even said himself that he's one of the best receivers in the game right now, which is crazy to say because he hasn't played that much out there on the field. But they're with each other every single day, and this is one of the better D-backs in the game. I'm talking about C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He's back, and he's out there making some noise. People are referring to him as a menace. I've seen some plays that the Lions have posted on social media, looking great. He's being vocal about his performance afterwards, and it's being said that he's bringing a whole new vibe to this defense, which is awesome because that's what we need. We need a little feistiness. They need some fight behind them. And they got to have that edge. They got to be nasty. Go out there and embrace that Dan Campbell style. And I think that is C.J. Gardner-Johnson. He's going to go out there and bite some kneecaps off, get some picks, return them for touchdowns. I think he's going to be great for us this year. And it's so good to have him back out there after the initial knee scare last week. But yeah, him and Brian Branch, I heard we're both tearing it out there. So shout out to the rookie Brian Branch as well. But yeah, nothing to worry about there with JMO, according to CJ Gardner Johnson either. And it's noteworthy too, last week when I talked, they didn't have much practice. They weren't in the pads yet. And the offense was dominating the defense. That was without CJ Gardner Johnson out there. And now he's back. Defense is stepping up a lot is what I hear. I'm not there at training camp. I wish I was. But it does seem like he makes a pretty big difference because some days defense is dominant, other days offense is dominant. They're both getting their time out there and showing what they got. So that's good. That is very good. But yeah, let's stay with the defense here. Like I said, Brian Branch out there making plays, but this is something very interesting to me. I saw this on Twitter, and I wish I would have saved it because I would give the person credit who posted this. But they saw at training camp, they're running some different packages, and one of them, in the red zone, they're bringing in Brian Branch, putting him at slot. CJ Gardner Johnson moves back to safety. Tracy Walker comes out. That's the red zone package. I love it. Put the best players out there in the best situations. And then another one, they have Hutch going inside with Jack Campbell coming around as edge, playing right next to him, which I think that's going to work out great. If you ask me, Jack Campbell can rush the passer just as well as he can, run down a running back at the linebacker position. But he's going to be good for us. He's going to be all over the field. But I love what they're doing, showing versatility here, putting the best players out there, moving them all around, going to confuse the offense. Love to see this happening. And using the rookies right away, getting out there. Brian Branch and Jack Campbell both proving that they can be day one starters. Loving it. I don't know if you saw Chris Spielman, how he was kind of describing Jack Campbell. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but Danny Rogers posted it on Twitter, and he's describing a dog and pretty much how they have instincts and how other dogs don't. Like when somebody knocks at the door or is breaking in the door and the dog doesn't bark, they don't have good instincts, but a dog that does this does. I don't know. It was a weird analogy, but at the end he says Jack Campbell has instincts. So it was hilarious. You should go check it out. But yeah, Spielman is impressed with Jack Campbell. So that is good to hear as well. But all right, let's move on. There's been some things that I've been reading around the Lions media, and this one comes from Pride of Detroit, and they basically have been ranking their players, putting the players who they think are going to be on the bubble, and then going through and seeing who they think are going to make the team and not. And so they have 7 guys there, and they're at training camp, and they're evaluating these players. And this is who they got on the bubble. I have it on my phone here. I know it's not up there on the screen because it was too long. It was too long to do that, and I don't know. I didn't have enough time to pull it up here and everything. But I'll tell you who they got on the bubble, and we're gonna go with offense. Or no, let's go defense first, since we were just talking about the defense first. And this is who they got on the bubble for the defense. And some of them might surprise you if you have not seen this list. Yes, John Peterson, go Lions. If you guys got any questions, let me know too. But here we go. Defensive players on the bubble, according to Pride of Detroit. Edge rusher Julian Okwara, and they have him not making the team. Edge rusher James Houston, they have him making the team. Edge rusher Romeo Okwara. Houston and Okwara, all 3 of them already on the bubble. Kind of surprising to me. I don't know. But they have Romeo making the team. Defensive tackle Levi Onwuzurike, have him making the team. I've heard a lot of positive things about him, saying that he is actually out there showing out. So that is good to hear because he's been injured for far too long. This is going to be his 3rd year, and he hasn't played that much, and he was a 2nd-round pick. So good to hear good things about him. Next player on the bubble, D-tackle Christian Covington, and all of them, except for one, have him not making the team. D-tackle Benito Jones, all 7 of them have him not making the team. Linebacker Jalen Reeves-Maben, all 7 of them have him making the team. Linebacker Anthony Pittman, it's kind of mixed. Let's see here. 1, 2, 4 of them have him not making the team. 3 have him making the team. So a majority have him not making the team, but not by much. Cornerback Chase Lucas, who I thought showed some promise last year, they have him not making the team. All but one have him not making the team. Cornerback Sterling Thomas V, who has been a surprise at practice, undrafted rookie here, undrafted free agent, and they all have him making the team. A lot of people are saying that he's going to be good. He's been playing with the second team defense a lot. I'm not sure if he's been getting first team reps. That would be awesome, but really good here of Brad Holmes to find another corner undrafted who can contribute. We already have Jerry Jacobs, who is undrafted, and I expect him to start this year or get a lot of playing time. If Emmanuel Mosley can't be there day one, then Cam Sutton, Jerry Jacobs, CJ Gardner-Johnson, I don't know how they're going to do it. It's going to be crazy. They're going to have their own packages. But, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the defensive backs. All right, moving on. We're almost done with this list here. Cornerback Stephen Gilmore, they have him out. Safety Savion Smith, they have 4 of them have him in, 3 of them have him out. Safety Ifatu Melinfawu, I don't know if I said that right, but all of them have him making the team. Then safety Brady Breeze out. Safety Brandon Joseph out. Linebacker Scott Daly out. Long snapper sorry, not linebacker. Long snapper Scott Daly. Long snapper Jake McQuaid is in. And then we get to the kicker battle. It's half and half here. And this is what's been going on. They've been having some competition here at practice. And so far, John Parker Romo has the slight edge. And I would say if you go off these misses, look at John Parker Romo, 18 of 20. Riley Patterson did kick one more kick than him, but he missed it. And Riley Patterson's misses are from not that long, 33, 33, and 43. I kind of like John Parker Romo there a little bit better, 38 and 51. 38 still, but a little bit more understanding the 51-yarder especially. And so I can see why people are leaning towards John Parker Romo. And I would love to have the big leg on the team. I want it back. I want Prater. I want that next wave of Prater. The new Prater. Come on. We need him. Give him a bottle of booze on the sideline. We'll be good to go. I loved Prater though. Sorry, Prater. I'm not trying to diss you. I loved you, man. But so I would like to see John Parker Romo get that. But let's see how it plays out still. Keep giving him more shots. Of course, this is from yesterday. I don't know what happened today. So yeah. But that's the kicking battle right there. But some interesting names there on that bubble. And next week, maybe I'll get into the offense, or we could do that right now. But I'll just get into a few who are on the offensive list. I don't need to get into everybody because we know some of the guys who are in and out. And yeah, we could be here all day. You know what? Screw it. We're going to get into it. I'm going to go through it. All right, on the bubble for the offense, Nate Sudfeld, they have him making the team. Hendon Hooker out, but he is probably just, he's going to be on injury. He's a rookie. We're not going to get rid of him, obviously. We draft him in the 3rd round. Maybe going to be our future, but he will probably not be the backup quarterback this year. Justin Jackson, running back, they have him in. Jamar Jefferson, they have him out. Craig Reynolds in. Now, this one kind of shocked me. Mohamed Ibrahim out. And that might be as far as I go right there. Mohamed Ibrahim, I thought was going to make the team for sure. We paid him a good amount as an undrafted free agent, So I really don't understand if he doesn't make the team. Maybe he's just lazy. Maybe he's not maybe he doesn't have that edge that we want people to have on our team. So I don't know what's going on with that, but we did pay him a good amount for an undrafted free agent. It wasn't like millions and millions of or anything, but we paid him. So I expected him to make the team, and I hope that maybe he turns it up this week, shows out a little bit more, and people's minds are changed. Once again, this is Pride of Detroit. This is not the Detroit Lions going off of it, and no disrespect to Pride of Detroit because I love the guys over there, but they're not the coaches. They don't make the final decisions or any of that. But yeah, another few guys that they have in here. Antoine Green, they have him making the team. One guy doesn't. Trinity Benson, everybody has him out. Maurice Alexander out. Denzel Mims in. But yeah, so, but the rookie guard, Colby Swordsdale, they also have him in. I guess he's been impressing at practice as well. But that is the bubble for the offensive players. But yeah, the shocker there to me was Mohamed Ibrahim. Thought that he would come out here and make some noise. Really impress the coaches. We paid him enough. I thought he'd be a shoo-in to make the team, or at least impress some people, but all 7 of them had him out. So, all right, let's move on. Let's talk about some guys who have been impressing, who are not on the bubble at all. Of course, we have the Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown, going out there and making plays. Him and Jared Goff are just in sync. I don't know if you saw, but last week, Goff, it was disclosed that he sent a text to Ben Johnson after a workout with Amon-Ra in the summer, and he said, Amon-Ra St. Brown, huge year, something along those lines. And I don't think he's lying. I mean, St. Brown's going crazy out there in training camp, in the pads against his own teammates, going up, getting one-handed grabs, going up for the 50-50 balls, getting them. And he's not the tallest receiver. So this is good, running great routes. And he's especially effective so far in practice in the red zone, scoring a ton of touchdowns against the defense in practice. So hopefully that's just a good sign that Goff and St. Brown are in sync, which that's what it seems like, and not so much that Amon-Ra just knows our defense and is working them. But yeah, that is great news. Once again, the Sun God showing out. All right, another guy who has been impressing big time, a rookie, Jahmyr Gibbs. And check this out right here. This is from NFL Rookie Watch, and they're not the only ones to say this, but I just pulled them up, so shout out NFL Rookie Watch. But they said Jahmyr Gibbs said that he's been playing a lot more as a receiver with the Lions than he did at Alabama. Gibbs is reportedly on the field almost every play or every first-team snap. Gibbs is even deployed at wide receiver when David Montgomery comes to play running back. That's what I like to hear. That's what we're talking about. He's a weapon. And this is what you got to expect out of your first round pick. He's got to be out there on the field almost every play. I think he's going to do great things for this team. I'm not going to put down anybody else, but I think he is an upgrade at running back from Swift. Jamal, they're a different style, but I think that this kid is going to be a stud. I'm really happy with the pick now. I was happy when we got it. I was a little confused at first, but look at the kid's highlights. Imagine what we're going to do with him. It's going to be amazing. He even broke off the biggest play for the Lions so far at training camp in pads too. This was not 7-on-7. He had a 50-yard run. And of course, on that run, Jameson Williams had that huge block on CJ Gardner-Johnson that I was talking about earlier. Go check that video out, man. He lit him up. Helmet didn't come off. He didn't, but he went back. He popped him. He got a good pop on him. All right. One more guy that I will talk about who has been impressing at training camp, and that is Aleem McNeil. He's out there, dropped some pounds, got stronger, and apparently giving the offensive line headaches. Jonah Jackson had some nice things to say about him, saying it's, tough going up against him every day. It's a pain in the butt. But when you go up against guys like that, and this isn't exactly what he said. It's along those lines. The interview's up there on Twitter. I think Danny Rogers posted that one as well. Shout out Danny Rogers. But Aleem McNeil, yeah, he's given the offensive line problems. And Jonah Jackson said when you go up against guys like him every day, then it makes going up against guys like Aaron Donald a little bit easier because you're already going up against Aleem McNeil every day at practice. So to compare, and that was not even close to how he said it, but pretty much when you go up against Aaron Donald, It's not as bad because you're already facing that at practice every day. Crazy comparison there. Crazy comparison for Jonah Jackson to say, to compare Aleem McNeil to Aaron Donald, but I see it. I see it. A lot of people have a lot of high expectations for him coming out of the draft. I was one of them, and a lot of teams were really upset when the Lions got him and that they didn't drop to him. I think that, he showed a lot of promise there. He's had his spots where he shined, but I think that the dream, Aleem the Dream this year, is really going to step up and be one of those top interior defensive linemen, and that would be huge for our team because the defense needs that desperately. We have bugs there. I know Kaminsky's going to play a little bit inside. We got some guys coming back off injury. We should be better there, but if Aleem the Dream McNeil can really be that force that Jonah Jackson's talking about, we're going to be a lot better on defense this year than people think because we revamped that DB group. If the line can come through big time, we got Hutch on the outside. We got some pass rush. A lot of people think that the linebacking core is the weakest, which it might be. But we got Jack Campbell there. Rodrigo, I expect him to take a step up this year. I heard Barnes has. And Anzalone really got rolling at the end of last year. So if Aleem McNeil can be that dominant interior defensive lineman, we might have a nasty defense this year. All right. One more thing I'm going to talk about. This is a shorter episode today, but I just wanted to get things rolling back out here on the live stream over on Touchdown Detroit Lions. And like I said, I'm here every Tuesday. And if you guys got any questions for me, let it be known. Otherwise, I'm going to talk about something goofy, and then I'm going to get out of here. But Dan Campbell apparently wanted a real lion on the sideline. I don't know if you guys saw that, but this is true. He was on the Pardon My Take podcast. And, yeah, he said he wanted a real lion for a mascot on the sideline. He said Sheila had no problem with it, but the league apparently frowns on those type of things. He declined to blame NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell for the decision, but said it came from someone in the league office. He said, quote, "I'm not going to point out Roger on this. I'm just going to say the league frowns on that. Let's just say that." But this is about having a live, real-life King of the Jungle lion out there on the sideline. Sounds pretty risky, but that'd be awesome. And that's Dan Campbell for you right there. But that article also came from Pride of Detroit. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for me today. Didn't have many questions. Didn't have much more to talk about from last week, I guess. I thought I had a ton more to talk about. But that's pretty much it. They're looking good out there. Goff's looking in sync, especially with Amon-Ra St. Brown. And J-Mo, running some nasty routes that not bad routes. I'm talking some really good routes. And once him and Goff get on the same page, it'll be a lot better. So people just give that kid a break. I already said that enough today. But yeah, that's it for me. I will be back next Tuesday, hopefully with a lot more to talk about. Come with some questions for me. I'll answer them. But until next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Detroit time, 4 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. West Coast. My name is Nick Harkson with Touchdown Detroit Lions over here on Syndicate Sports Detroit. Peace.
Touchdown Detroit Lions!